All right, we have the September 16th, 2024 Park and Recreation meeting. We are now called to order at 7:08 p.m. With the approval of the meeting minutes, did you have changes, Gina? That you
Did,
need to adjust with those?
I have a whole slew.
Do you want to go through them, or do you want to email them to Allison and have her make changes, then we vote on it for next week?
I can do that.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put that on.
Yeah.
I think we, did we approve? No, we took care of last month's because you had changes,
Mhm.
adjustments
Yep,
there,
she
so
did
that's
that.
done as well.
Can I just ask a question?
Yes.
A lot of them are just simple stuff, but I think it was page 5, it was the last page. Senior dugouts, she said Brian should be starting the dugouts. Was there a Brian?
I think, Brian Blundell, I believe, is building them. Yeah, so I
Okay,
think Jim must have referred to Brian.
okay. Okay. The rest are just simple things.
So, I don't think there's any public comment because there's no members of the public here. All right, just a quick recap over a few things. Old business. Jim, anything on the golf course?
I haven't talked to Tommy. I did talk to one of his guys. I guess they aerated.
Can we-
Yeah, right, the greens, right after Labor Day, started Labor Day, it was closed Tuesday and Wednesday. It looking pretty good already,
Some good shape, of course, some good shape.
got it a week later.
Can we, I sound like a broken record on this, but can we have somebody from the trim, whatever they are, Indigo?
Yeah, we can try
Yeah.
now with the interim town manager, see if they can force somebody to come and talk to us. If not, we'll have to lay the groundwork for the, whenever they hire a new
Yeah.
town manager.
They're supposed to come and speak periodically.
Well, that's something we can try to find out, try to nail it down a little bit more often, so we get some idea
Yeah.
if we have questions.
And we haven't seen, any report, like, in months on the golf.
Yeah, I don't know what the, they give you any rounds updates or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Need to ask for that too. I'm gonna write to the council.
One of the councils there, she reached out. With one of the new town councilors, she had reached out, sent us an email. Did you guys get that? Maybe not, yeah, I didn't share that. I'll send that to you guys when the meeting's over.
Was that the one about the Autumn Fest?
Yes.
Okay, I
Yeah,
got that. too.
yeah, she just.
I got it for CPC.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
so, yeah, just a quick email. She just didn't realize that she's new to town council, I guess, and didn't realize that a lot of the committees and commissions in town either aren't staffed or the staff doesn't have appropriate hours, and some of the commissions and committees don't have enough volunteers. So she just wanted to, at Autumn Fest, she's gonna set up a table and all committees are welcome to go there and talk to the public about what they do and everything else. You know, we don't have any openings on our committee, but obviously I'm an open book as far as what we do or, you know, whatnot. But,
Okay, I'm putting that down.
all right.
Okay, what I was saying, at the council meeting that Mr. Dutton gave, the update, the
Mhm.
golf report. When he finished, when I spoke for citizens' comments, I asked if we could have a copy of that. And we never got it, so I'm gonna write to the council, because it should be in their minutes, that I asked for it and say, we want that, because he said, how much we got each year,
Yep,
and plus how much went into capital
yep,
and all
yep,
that.
yep. Yeah, Debbie Wood should have all that, I would think.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask that again.
Pickleball update, Jim? Anything?
Not, nothing new. I know they, we're getting good feedback down there. I have not yet changed the sign for, Jimmy's.
Oh,
Courts
that,
thing there.
yep.
Right, mounted it on the shed. He didn't like that, so I didn't think he would.
They like the sign.
Well, he liked the sign, but he didn't like the location, which, no, Jimmy, I thought maybe he might not like it. I liked the way it looked there, but
Where do you have it?
and I put it on the shed, but understandably, he thought that looked like he wanted the shed.
Yeah.
I knew, I know, Jim, I knew he was gonna say that, but I thought it looked good because the shed was new, the sign was new, but, to move it is nothing, so.
We'll have, once we get through September, we'll bring,
On
Jeff.
the other side of the shit.
after September for October's meeting, we'll bring, Jeff in, kind of give us a recap.
Yeah,
You know, as
that's
far as how
probably good.
things went, you know, I figured that way, we have a warm September, you know, they'll start slowing down in October. But we'll get Jeff in here.
Okay, so they have a tournament, October 5th.
Okay.
If they put a request in for that day? Because their request just goes Monday through Friday,
So, when is the tournament?
so October 5th,
What day of the week is it?
it's a Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, so we'll just remind Jeff that they have to run that through Parks and
Yeah,
Rec first.
I haven't heard anything about that, I don't know.
I'll-
I mean, they
I'll
may
reach out-
have,
I'll reach out.
I'll check
Yeah.
with.
Check with Allison. If you haven't heard anything, I'll reach out to Jeff.
I think I saw it. Somebody had posted on Facebook about pickleball courts and somebody from the club, it's like, oh, if you join the club and da. And they put a link to their website, and I think that's where I saw it. But they need to put a request in.
Yeah, I'll follow up with you tomorrow. When's Allison, in the morning or the afternoon tomorrow?
Morning.
Morning, all right, I'll give you a call at lunchtime. And I'll reach out to Jeff. Trails report, we'll bring, unless we need to, we'll bring John in every other month. I don't think
Yeah.
there's a need to have him here every month.
Yeah, good feedback on Styles and Hart. It's a lot of.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I went down there one Saturday and walked around, it's nice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Bridges, I mean, some of them weren't quite done, but I know the kiosk and the signage isn't done yet, but it's nice. And, you know, you
Yeah, it looks
go to the left at the old trail, that's not easy, but.
Yeah, it's narrow.
Yeah, then,
it's good to have varying, you know,
Yeah.
varying degrees too. of
but
like,
it's
you know,
beautiful.
Yeah.
It is, and
There was a guy filming something, a dog was swimming up, fetching, bringing it back, it was.
That's
Big
nice.
kids there.
I see a lot of people fishing there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I see kids coming out sometimes.
Oh, that's great.
The town still has to deal with that piece of
The acquisition.
the landlocked piece.
Yeah.
The other place I walked, I know it doesn't fall under our jurisdiction, although is the toll is, that's nice too.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
I took
That's
a
Mass something or other, right? Mass something.
wildlife,
Mass
Mass
Wildlife, yeah,
Wildlands.
that was nice.
All right, so we can go on to the next month.
And for trails,
Yep,
I think it's unofficial, but those new trails off of Plymouth Street next to Lyman Meadow.
Yep.
Is, I think it's Norfolk Trails, Norfolk something, and Wildlands Trust has been cleaning it all up. Have you seen that, Jim? Back to the river, and I unofficially open spaces doing, I think also October 5th, like a grand opening of those trails.
Can you drive down that road, down in this parking?
Yeah, a little bit,
It's
there's
just a short
a
distance.
gate down there, and
Oh, is it, yeah.
I think Highway put in a small,
places to park then?
yeah, if you wanna call it parking,
Not
area,
much.
it's not, yeah.
Do they have parking on the street available? Yeah, or not a lot?
No,
No.
Probably park that driveway
yeah, you can
going
park
in on
the
the
way in.
side.
So there's an area down there, and then you can park on the way in, but
All right, recreation area around the fire station, at fire station. I know we touched upon this briefly. I think as far as the majority of us, we didn't vote or anything, but obviously if there was gonna be anything there, it would have to be a parking area away from the fire station.
I talked with, because we had said it probably won't happen in here, for our meeting. Talked to Matt Rushton last week, couple weeks ago. He's still like the head of that committee, and I said, Matt, you kept telling me Parks and Rec would be involved. He said, we're not up to that stage yet. He said, but you would definitely be involved. I said, the concerns of our meeting, that there would be emergency apparatus going out, if you have parents with kids or kids on bikes. He said it wouldn't be a problem because it will be set off far enough.
Separate from,
And he said there'll be the fence and everything.
Okay.
So he said, once they get up to that point,
Mhm.
he'll let us know and involve us for what we want there.
okay. No, excellent. All right, CPC 5-year plan.
Focus groups are, if anybody can go, their recreation is, what did I say, 6 o'clock. 6 to 7:15 is open space, and passive recreation next Monday. 7:45 to 9 is active recreation. And it's just Jen Golson, who used to be consultant for the.
Yeah.
the town.
There's 6 to 7:15 is recreation.
Passive.
And passive is
That's
7:45 to 9.
Right, active 7:45 to 9.
Passive is trails and stuff.
The big trails are
Yeah,
active, yeah,
parks and
parks.
like that.
I'm gonna attend the 7:45 because I mentioned it last meeting, but I want to ask for more.
Where is that meeting?
Is it
It's a Zoom,
a Zoom meeting? Okay.
There's not,
it's not in person. It's a Zoom. I listened in on last Thursday. I actually listened to that for 45 minutes, jumped on another Zoom, left that one early to get back to the second focus group. They did community housing and historic last week. And Jen Golson explains CPC and people know what it is, what it can be used for. Then asks for suggestions. And she's taking all the suggestions. You know, we discuss it. If it's something that CPC could never pay for, she'll say.
Yeah.
But she'll take all suggestions. She actually has, it wasn't working the other day, but it's like, you know how you take like these meetings, you write on your Post-it note what you want and tack it. Hers is all electronic, so she types up what you say,
What
tacks it on.
you're doing?
And then she's going to, for the 4 focus groups, take all suggestions, write it up in a plan, then it's either going to be November 4th or November 13th. It's going to be a whole public hearing on it.
Can you keep us up to date on when that meeting is? Because there's some things that I'll tell you guys about that I want to see. I mentioned the last meeting to, maybe, I didn't, not last meeting, we tried meeting last Monday and for a million reasons it didn't work out. But I wanted to see if CPC could possibly fund rebuilding new basketball courts further in the corner at Legion, like where the skate park used to be.
Just
All
sticking
right,
to the
yeah, we'll get to, we'll get to, anyhow, all right, well,
It's
no,
easy.
this is fine, your plan, this is fine, this is fine.
Okay. Just
seeing
so
if-
it's easy for Allison if we.
That's fine, because
Follow.
that's under that, so. I think if we were able to, if we got some money from CPC, built, because we have to spend money, Jim's gonna spend money to redo the courts anyway.
Yeah.
Top coat them,
Legion of Scotland.
Legion,
Okay.
but if we move that basketball court to like where the skate park used to be in the corner. We could look into adding a decent amount of more parking spaces down there, which is, it's very vital. Especially in the middle of summer when you've got bitty basketball going on there and, you know, all-star baseball and whatnot, so. Just an idea for some more parking there on site.
So it would still just be 2 courts, you're not looking for additional.
No, we basically just rebuild what's
Replace,
there.
replace.
I think that's decent there. I think 2 courts there is decent. They're good sized courts. They seem to work. Obviously at certain peak times, 3 courts would be great, but I think most of the time you have one that's empty.
And maybe it's premature, but would that be, you put it down by the tennis courts, or you wanna put lights, is that too close to the house there?
I don't know. There's a lot of growth there as far as
I don't know,
Range
I
stuff.
just-
if we can find out if it's something that they can do, and then we can go from there and see.
Maybe bouncing the basketballs out close to the house, I'm just We'll see any, but,
It's not like all these towns that are complaining for pickleball,
oh,
They're
yeah,
just-
I understand
the
that.
basketball's
It's the
not.
same concept, I think, though.
Right.
No, it's something to be looked into, anyway, we'll find out the validity of it and then, I mean, the
Maybe
reality.
you
of
could
it.
move them and still maybe get access to a park.
We just wanna be careful not to, cause our youngest football teams practice right beside the basketball courts now. So if we keep it in that corner, that does not affect the area they're practicing in. So, we'll see if CPC can fund something like that, and then we can look at the logistics of it,
Mhm.
and, if there's any regulations, noise or lights or
Yeah.
anything else, but.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have hammers on and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, we're thinking 8 to 10 years, we'd probably get something like that done. Professionally speaking.
Are we putting together a budget of proposed improvements from recreation to the CPC for the 5-year plan?
We can come up with, you want ideas, right?
Yeah.
They just
Just
want
ideas.
ideas.
How much does the CPC spend each year?
Last year, we were still paying projects that had started. Last year, we just voted in 2 projects.
And how much did they spend?
One was to acquire
Do you need?
the properties next to the Chinese restaurant, where we put that lower parking lot.
How much was that?
300,000 maybe,
How much?
300. Then we also voted, I think, 3,000 to rebind the death records book that goes back to the 1800s.
The what?
It's a record of all deaths.
I,
Deaths.
They have
People
a
die.
death record book from the 1800s.
It goes 1800s to 19 whatever, and I guess the town clerk's office uses it a lot.
Can't they put that information online?
CPC?
Possibly the pages are so old.
weren't they all full of mold?
The pages are so old, so we had asked that at CPC, can it be
Refurbished.
put, electronic? And they said the pages are just so old and brittle, they don't even let the people look at it. If they need to look something up, they do it. And they said they've asked before,
So they spent $3,000 to rehab a book that people can't look through,
but it's used a lot.
but it's used a lot.
By who?
How's it used a lot?
Public can't look at it, but they can, personnel can.
They can look at a flight, because they don't want.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So
Yeah.
but they are still physically.
So
using
They
it.
you-
use it, they
Yeah.
use it.
Okay,
Yeah, so if you go in,
They're trained.
They're probably.
I just wanted to make sure, we were.
They're
Probably a
trained on
special
page.
case, and they probably have to withdraw, I'm sure.
Delicate page.
What's the date of those
training.
hearings?
Takes class.
As a new member of the finance committee, these are questions I have to ask.
Of November?
possibly the 4th or the 13th,
4th
you
or
have
the
to firm it
13th.
up tomorrow.
Of November.
But the focus groups are next Monday. That the suggestions for.
So the one that's 7:45 to 9 o'clock active?
Yeah.
Is next Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is
And 6 to 7:15 is rec.
next Monday.
Okay.
It's recreation.
Active,
What's the difference in active and passive?
Active's the second one.
I can understand that.
I'm
What's-
sorry.
That'd be like ball
Definition
fields,
wise.
ball fields,
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question. I was,
Pickleball courts, people,
basketball courts,
Okay.
pickleball courts, baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
football.
hiking,
passes, hiking, and
I
maybe
think
fishing.
passive would be, yeah,
fishing
like
parks.
the trails, the,
So active is the first one. Passive is the second one?
active is the later one.
All right.
Passive, for some reason, they lump passive with the open space.
Okay, so I'll tune in at 6. I just have to bug out at like
Okay,
6:25.
and you can do the 7:45 too, because it's the
As
active.
long as I can still, 7:45 is the active. Okay, that's fine.
I'll send it out to remind you guys.
Yes, no, I just want to make sure I'm asking at the right meeting for things
Yep.
that we want. Okay. Jenny Leonard Park update. What do you got for us, Gina? I know we had some questions when
We,
John was here, but we can always follow up next month.
we had thought, according to Pat Driscoll, that the town just had to accept a gift from the developers. It was Latola, then it went to somebody else, but part of the approval from the planning board for them to build, whereas they had to clear the Jenny land. I haven't walked it, but they say it's all,
That's, I
All the-
gotta get up there, I gotta get
yeah,
up
so
there.
that's cleaned up. They had to provide a parking area, because there's no parking on Cherry Street, plus you have to go up those steep steps.
So that was from the planning board to allow them to do the development.
Right,
We know this for a fact. Is it written
Yes.
anywhere?
can get it from
From the
planning
planning
board
board?
or Pat.
Okay. Pat can get it?
Yeah. Pat had said, and he knows all this off the top of his head too, but he has said all that needs to be done, because the developers have put the parking area in,
Okay,
they're supposed to make a trail going up to Jenny Leonard. And I don't know if that's done or not. But he said the town has to accept, like, the gift of that.
yeah, we know the town runs behind on those things, accepting donated land.
Parking lot is already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it,
You
I
know?
can't tell you, because I've been
Oh, I
up
know.
and down that and I can't find it.
I rode by.
It's in the back.
Oh, in the back?
Yeah.
So how do you access it?
You have to go to the development.
You go to the development,
Which development?
That's the one
They-
before Magnolia, right?
I'm not sure the streets, if you go past Jenny Leonard, on the left, take the first street, the first street on the left. So you're looping
Old
behind
field
it.
or one of those?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We asked about that. The CPC officers meeting with the interim town manager last week, and said, it's our understanding, you just have to accept the piece of land. You know, the council has to accept it. And she
Should the
said,
town own that already?
they own Jenny Leonard,
They have to
But they
accept a
don't-
donated piece of land.
Oh,
right, for the
officially
parking
accepted.
lot, and the trail going up. But she said it's a lot more to it
Mm-hmm.
than just that, because she said, and they had a map, and I didn't get a copy of it, hey, Tom. But it's,
So people, when this all comes to fruition, they're gonna go through the development to get to the parking lot to get to the park.
unless you want to go up those stairs from Cherry Street,
Jenny Lynn.
Right, but you can't park there. There's really no
right,
parking
it's
lot.
really no parking.
Are they gonna fix the stairs though, or are they taking the stairs out if they're providing access from the back?
Good question.
Well, if they get the agreement from the planning board and see exactly what was promised from the, what was required of the planning
Right.
board.
I'm thinking out loud here, is if
Yeah.
the developers donating and doing that for us, probably don't want people accessing right onto a street, they just want everybody coming
To their-
one
their-
egress, you know, whatever.
Mhm.
How difficult of a job is to transfer the ownership?
Well, I guess it gets into more, because there's a catch basin and a water retention thing that the developers put in one. I'm not a contractor, so I don't know exactly, but there's a water basin and a retention well,
Yeah,
retention
I know
something.
that section, yeah.
And it goes onto that property, and the town has done one thing, the other. So there's a lot
It's gonna
more,
be worked out though.
yeah, there's a lot more than just,
All right, we'll
Accepting
that gets
Yeah.
accepted.
but we'll keep you posted.
Uh.
Then we just have to
Can't wait.
decide. We just have to decide, once it's cleared and it's all accepted, what we want to put there.
Yeah, I wanna find out what the planning board agreement was though. I'll
Yeah,
find
check
that
with
out.
Pat.
I'll check with Pat and follow up that. I'm gonna do a site visit up there too and check it out.
I know, he keeps telling me he's gonna call me for us to go.
Okay, G. I think we beat this one like a dead horse, but we can cover it again. Purpose of Park and Recreation Commission,
Mhm.
to come up with ideas to
Yeah.
relate to
I got an
the
email
superintendent.
I got an email from the, from Mrs. Bernard recently, saying that in the past, there hasn't been a lot of contact with the recreation, and she wants the doors to be open so that there's more. Now, that was only one time, I just got a notice from her, an email.
Yeah,
And,
What was this?
the
The lady-
town manager secretary.
she's not secretary, she's a minister, she got a big promotion.
She's administrative.
Administrative.
There are no secretaries anymore. That was not professional.
Special, I know I get corrected. all
Administrative
the time.
assistants.
She wants us to be more open.
Well, the communication with Mike Dutton was minimal.
Yeah.
But the communication, hopefully with this new lady, she wanted that to improve.
But also, it's
It's
a
two-way.
two-way street.
Right.
Is that, do they have a town manager now?
They do.
Who
Well,
is,
the temporary one.
Blythe, a lady,
Blythe
Mrs. Blythe.
Robinson.
See the
where
one
is she from?
Franklin?
Is she a temple?
Yeah.
See Franklin or.
She was,
Waltham or
I
something.
guess she's been here over a year, but she was doing grants and like that type of work. Then since
I think since
April, May,
Kim Williams
right, she was the
left.
interim assistant town manager.
Still getting paid?
Yes, 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 to my knowledge, yes.
Is that the one down in, Florida or?
South Africa.
No, not anymore, I said the other day.
Oh, she's back in South Africa. Florida's the police chief, Bridgewater State.
It's a whole other,
But we won't talk about it here because that's not professional.
after,
After.
yeah, so.
Yeah, so the purpose of Park and Rec is we come up with ideas, different things we want to do with different town-owned recreation facilities. We share those ideas with the superintendent, and the superintendent then takes our input under advisement and then gives it to the town manager's office, and it's up to the town manager's office to find ways to fund it, or it goes on a list. If it's things similar to CPC, if it's things they just won't do or can't do.
But
The
that's,
5-year plan.
that's not what the charter says. That's not what the admin code says.
What exactly?
That says and it says this for all committees, boards, commissions. It says Parks and Recreation, at least it says recreation, advises the town manager through the superintendent.
Right.
Right, it's not. So the way I take it is the town manager, we're telling him what we want done, and he can't say no.
We have to do it through the superintendent.
Right,
It has to.
but once it goes to the town manager,
But we're advisory, not ministerial, so that means
we ask.
we're still advising, you might as well call it suggesting, because it's not binding. Our commission is not binding.
We, the CPC officers meeting, someone mentioned, we jumped onto Parks and Rec, that it become ministerial. And she said that she's leaving a lot of that to the new town manager, the full-time.
Mhm.
She's dealing with other things right now, keeping everything going smoothly. So it's something that,
We don't have we have a temporary full-time manager. It's a temp.
we
I-
have it,
Has been voted in as the new town manager.
I don't think she wants to be the new town
No.
manager.
Oh, so we have to go through
They're going through the hiring
a
process.
world search.
yeah,
She might be
she's,
older than you and I, though. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's tough people with me. No, Gina.
We're the younger.
But-
We're the younger.
Hey, I feel good.
okay.
Tom missed that part of the meeting.
And
Scratch
I
that,
would
yeah.
still like clarification
Let me get, yeah.
between,
I can
like
clar-
Allison is a.
Well, that's what that's what we can't find out. That we
Right,
need to
and
find
that's what
out.
I want-
Is she just admin for the superintendent or for us as well? That's what we have to find out.
According to Kim Williams, when they were hiring
Yes,
to
yes,
replace
no,
Brooke,
you covered that, but we
She
never
made
saw it in writing it.
right, she
And
made it perfectly clear. It's for Jim. There for the superintendent, for the.
She made it clear, but there's a few
But we don't know if it's
there's a few things that Kim Williams said and did
correct,
over the past year that I never saw any validity to those things that Kim Williams said.
correct.
So
we
I don't know
need
if I
to-
trust the things that she said.
Right,
On
so that's,
Is that on the record?
that's what I get at for the purpose and function, like
Yes.
how does it?
You know what, for next meeting, I'll clarify what our purpose and function is based on the town charter. See if we agree upon that. But then, yes, as we get a new town manager, as long as we
Right.
vote for it, see if we could potentially get moved to ministerial,
Mhm.
then that would be good, because then some things could be binding. You know, Jim, our superintendent, has done a great job, because there isn't much that we put forth to Jim that he hasn't you know, in the past year, the things that we've approved down there, you know, have happened. You know, we did the
Yeah.
stairs, we did the dugouts, you know, there's
Yeah.
some more things coming there too, so, you know, Jim's like, he's like a step parent that
The
spoils the
handicap
step.
ramp is all done, right, Jim?
And
What is it?
The handicap walkway?
It's done, their part's done. I gotta put some plant material in there and mulch it or.
it's functioning though, right?
Yeah, it's functioning. We keep blowing it off, cleaning it off. It's usable. It's the code, but it doesn't look great.
It will, it looks better than it did
It
also.
looks, yeah, better. It looks much better. Yeah, they completed it. Everything's done. So it's good.
Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, submission of our annual town report. We know that's a two-headed monster.
Yep.
One comes from Jim's office and then you will.
Yep, and I will
Okay, all right.
have it.
Have you worked it, do you know the date deadline on that to get that to Tina?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine then.
Yep, and then Alice and Jim will put one together.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, are we doing this together?
No,
Who's
they-
talking-
theirs is separate than ours,
Why?
it's
because they're two
been,
separate things.
I know, but.
I think it always has been.
It hasn't till-
Than having our.
It's what the town clerk's office said was required of us.
we went,
Let's
Sorry,
work
we
together.
went through this with Brooke about 2 years ago.
I know, but.
She submitted one for
Have
the
we got
whole.
anything? We get nothing. Let's just try to join forces and put it as one. It's ridiculous.
We can't, they'll
They're not gonna,
kick it
She'll,
back.
she'll ask for a second one though. She-
okay, well, we'll just say the same thing. Because it's ridiculous doing two different ones.
We could do a subcommittee, you and Gina could work on one for us.
Yeah.
Just don't.
No, but let's make one. We're all in
No,
the same boat. We wanna build a couple of things.
Well, it is. I mean, that's the thing is we're all in the same,
And that
yeah, it is
gets back
kind of,
to-
it is a little,
It's ludicrous. Let's be.
And that gets back to our purpose and
Maybe-
function.
One way I look at it is, if you see it twice, that makes stick out.
Mhm.
We want X.
yeah, we say it and then
I
I
agree.
don't know. I
It's-
agree
Let's just do the
I
same.
agree, but it's,
we do the
Yeah,
same thing
yeah.
and we can sign, Jim can have him sign off on one and we'll do the exact same thing except we sign off on
I
it.
think that's the only smart way to do it.
There you go.
Instead of them picking something from us, they're gonna pick it from Jim. Jim's.
So if you reach out to Allison
Mhm.
and talk to Allison about the report and then you guys come up with something, two of you give him something, give it to Jim for his approval, we get a look at it,
Yep,
does that
I
sound
think
fair?
it's a great idea. Why don't we go over this?
There, my thought is they're gonna kick it back and say, you know, you said the same thing twice. This went
well,
back
maybe, I
to,
don't know, maybe he does more like the day-to-day stuff and we
Yeah.
just do like the
Like the
meetings.
vision and, you know, and whatnot, you know, the things.
Long-term goals, and he's doing more. I think it's always was a report of the year gone by, right? You know,
Yeah.
so many
Mhm.
leagues, so many kids, so many. we do
Yeah,
this,
you do like
this,
the numbers and things like that and we just,
And we do the vision.
these
And
are
I
the
don't
things we
know.
accomplish.
and this goes back a number of years with Brooke.
Yeah.
Because she submitted one, like we always did, and the previous town clerk said, no, I need two. And we
I was thinking maybe yours.
Brooke questioned it till she was blue in the face. I questioned it, and I was told it's a recreation
It's
department.
probably because the charter
Siphon
siphon it off there,
We
but
recommended 5 days.
Here's the next.
It's
following year,
small.
I did this, this,
If
this.
small, if we're just an advisory board,
Mhm.
Smalley gets the ears from the town manager. So why wouldn't we go with what he has, instead of even wasting our time? You know we need the building fixed, we know we need a new truck, we know.
that's
we
not this,
need-
no, this is just the town report, this is just based on,
No, this is not the budget.
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
I apologize.
yeah, no, this is just,
Pay attention.
Yeah,
this is just, you know,
I've never been good at that.
What?
alright,
Okay, and I'll come up with
This is
something too.
ridiculous.
alright, that's good. New business,
Was it a waste of time?
basketball courts, Legion and Scotland.
What about Scotland? Those are beat up,
I just said basketball courts, Legion and Scotland.
right? We talked about Legion.
Yes.
So I'm saying, what about
Yes,
Scotland?
yes. Well, first of all, just to bring an update, I had asked Jim, I spoke with Jim today because I was down in the Legion Field doing some work. And I just asked him if, because I knew he was looking to get him resurfaced, if he found anybody. He said no, and I said, okay, well, that's all right, because I was going to CPC to see if they could build new courts for us, potentially anyway. So,
What do you do with the old ones?
turn in the parking lot.
Well,
Where would the new
I'll get
ones
the
go?
cost of the fence and all that.
Yeah, we're going for CPC. Might as
Yeah,
well go for-
where would the new ones go in Scotland?
We're talking.
No. I'm talking Legion, just to follow up as far as this goes. And Scotland's gonna need to be redone, right? At some point, as I said, we can't resurface
Yeah.
it. So at some point, but maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe that's one of the things I'll bring up at
Do
CPC.
you wanna move that one for
That's
anything?
what I was thinking, but
Where would
think
it
so.
go? Where would it go?
I
I
don't
don't
think so.
even know, I'm just.
I don't think so, because that area that's fenced in, I'd like to see a playground up there at some point, another playground up there. It's just a fenced in empty.
How is the parking when they're playing softball at night?
Same as always, right? It's pretty good, then you get a little overflow
The
depending on the night.
overflow, the overlap, right,
Yeah.
the games, right?
Yeah.
Is that a good place where they used to have the playground, right? And now we're thinking about putting it back there.
I think so.
What's softball say about it? Do they want it?
Well, it's not,
It's
that's
not
not
up to
softball.
I know, but if there's gonna be issues with having
It's not-
children there, because late night,
Wait, wait.
are they drinking and stuff?
They shouldn't be
that's
drinking
fine. I know,
anyway,
I always
it's
drink
town
on town
property.
property.
I know no one's supposed to.
Ever seen it?
It's a reality.
But is that playground really intended for like families to go watch their fathers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it might be, mothers might go over there, watch a couple.
I mean, during the day, you know,
Watch
people,
happening,
people, you know,
kids.
the more we can do there to use the space, things like that, and, you know, we're brainstorming to use things out back, the more we get it active again, the better it's gonna look. You know, like the
Yeah.
softball field itself does, you know, they put in money to it, Jim maintains it, they maintain it during the year, so the physical field itself looks good, but the rest of it's run down. Let's get it looking, you know, it's my thought, it's there, we have it. It's not overgrown like Jenny Leonard or some of these other ones, let's do the best we can to
I
utilize
think
it,
it's a good idea.
you know?
They put telephone poles with the rope going through it, kind of nice.
Yeah,
It was kind of nice.
Let's give it some definition, give it a nice look and, you know, and
Do we
So-
put,
That's being used a lot.
do we put the resurfacing of the basketball courts, or make them pickleball courts, whatever you guys wanna do? But let's put that in the budget, see if we can get money for it.
well, I'm gonna first of all, approach CPC.
Okay, do you have to write something up?
I just have to attend one of these focus groups, and I guess I can tell them. That's-
For ideas.
Well, we're reaching for the stars, we wanna put a basketball court down at the new Jenny Lynn Park when they clear that all up. If there's all those housing down there.
If there's space, yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
So that would be part of the 5-year plan.
Great place for kids,
That would be the next
kids to
thing.
play.
But back to Scotland, the
Mhm.
basketball courts, would they just be resurfaced
no,
or would they be?
they need to be redone, it's
They
like
need
a
to be
bad
ripped up.
driveway, you can't, yeah,
Yeah.
That one needs to be ripped up and a whole new surface put in.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I mean.
Bring that up, the focus group.
Mhm.
My thought, my understanding, and I might be wrong, I might just be thinking one or the other. If you rip up the surface and put another one down at the same spot, that could be called maintenance.
Called what?
Maintenance?
could be called maintenance, but it's also preserving a park in town.
But it's not historic preservation. It's
Could be
recreation
historic, how many is the how old is the Scotland section of town? From the very beginning of Bridgewater?
before,
I don't know if they had basketball courts back then.
no,
Well, check the death record, if somebody found that died, we'll find it, because you can get the
Well, I
book,
can't look at it.
because we invested $3,000 into it,
You
so.
can open up.
Patina can.
but the,
Maybe you get a better price too if you do Scotland, the Legion and Jenny Lynn.
Buy three, hey,
Mhm.
we're
I don't
all-
get off subject here, but the other thing too, and this maybe is the former tennis coach, and there is no town-owned tennis courts in this town anymore.
not
but it's not
singly owned by
5-year
town,
plan,
just the school district ones.
put it in a 5-year plan.
I bought them.
Actually, they're owned by the town, but they're managed by the school district. The old ones at the middle school. Owned by the town, managed by the school district.
Or what's useful,
Those ones by the old football field?
Yeah, those are gone, that's it.
the ones behind Pleasant Street, behind like Bonnie's house and,
The ones at the high
Well-
school's just been used until the new ones already.
Well,
The others
you had
are
eight at one time.
Yeah.
Over, right by Bonnie's, that's,
gone,
yeah, I think they're tearing them up, they're doing something over there.
One on the crosswalk over there.
And then,
but that
Yeah.
hasn't been approved.
I know.
but then, the current ones that we have been using up until this year, you know, I guess technically the town does own it, but they're maintained by the school district.
But they,
Is that
the
five of
ones
them?
by Crane Street,
The ones by Crane Street, but now they just put 5 new ones in.
over.
at the high school property.
Okay.
Just past the field.
Yeah, we gotta find, and maybe it's probably up to me to find that out, but, find out some kind of working relationship with the school district over there to try to utilize this stuff, because it's our town sports that are being played over there. So it should be some kind of communication between the two groups anyway, but let me,
But if it's, the middle school is one thing.
Yeah.
If it's the high school,
yes, yeah, totally different.
right, if it's a high school, you get into, Rainham has to agree to it.
No, I don't care, with that. I'm just strictly the fields at the middle school and the tennis court at the
Okay.
middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, but at the middle school, I don't understand, because like, for instance, Rainham maintains all their buildings through their park and rec department. Bridgewater maintains it through the school district.
I think Rainham has a selectman board of government.
Yeah, but they've been doing this, when it's like, but I don't.
It was that way too.
So I don't know how that breaks down now with VR employees cutting the grass and stuff.
They have a very strong, after-school program. The rec runs it,
In Rainham.
not the school. The rec
We should
runs
ask,
it.
And then the summer program.
There's summer
Whatever,
programs,
that's,
too. They have very good
Anyways.
programs.
You know, I think that, and I don't know, just my, but the four courts that we're talking about at the middle school, it's town owned. I think they could be resurfaced, and maybe, I always thought maybe even put some pickleball courts in there,
That's what,
and tennis, the
Yeah.
combination.
yeah, a lot of the way they line them, so
Now,
you
the
can play.
only problem would be is
The noise,
we're jumping, putting the cart before the horse here, but I would think, while school is in session, that might be off limits.
Yeah, yeah, that would be a night to weekend thing, I think, yeah.
well, the noise too, well,
The noise, yeah.
the noise is big right now. Yeah, anything with pickleball, that's all you hear is neighbors are complaining everywhere, every town.
Sounds of, yeah.
Issues,
Yeah, because I think, Duxbury, somebody had, they had a building, a big-
Found that's a big one.
yeah.
someplace west of
Big issues.
us.
If somebody invents the silent pickleball, they're gonna make some money.
Don't make serious.
Mhm.
But they haven't made a silent
I think
ping
that's
pong
right.
ball yet, so it's probably not happening.
So for CPC paying for, like I said, bring it up.
Yep.
But if basically we're pulling up the surface for the Scotland courts and just putting down more asphalt, you're not technically building new courts,
I'll suggest it, and
right?
I'll word it in a way that it sounds like we're building new courts.
Whereas,
Or, hey, and that, you know what, no, because there's another thing I wanna ask CPC for too. But either two courts, or we will build a whole new basketball court, because then we can put new fencing up, new black
Yeah.
fencing that looks sharp, lasts longer. We could expand it, make it a regulation size, because right now it's not true regulation size. So therefore, we are building something new, preserving.
yeah, bring it
some
up
of
and
the
see.
parks.
But just because if it's brought up and the consultant said, yes, it is allowable, it's still, you still have to do the application.
Oh, yeah.
Has to come before CPC. CPC can recommend or not recommend, which most times we do recommend, then the council has to.
Yeah, that's fine, because I'll talk to the chair of CPC, and then if that comes up in council meeting, I'll talk to people on the finance committee and see if they can work out. So,
Okay.
kill all those birds with one stone.
So we need to, all the things that you guys were saying, the tennis courts making it a pickleball, the whole bit. New truck, whatever, Tom had some suggestions.
Is that what we're talking?
Well, we're talking about putting some things together, Jim, putting something else, if there's ideas of things we have, put down on paper. Obviously, like we discussed last meeting, asking for as much as possible,
Yeah.
Mhm. But that's for the
When's
budget, but
When's it due?
It's rolling,
It's on.
they want it like,
When we set a goal and say like.
usually it's spring.
First of
they told
November.
me they wanted, as soon as I know there's something that needs to be done, they want to put it right in there.
Right, but you said budget, budget.
Yeah,
is a
but the capital,
The capital stuff, I
the
think,
capital.
they
they
take-
want-
Is now,
they want-
anytime, yeah.
yeah, they just take it and they, if it's done, then it gets, yeah,
Yeah,
priority
they just
listed and
throw it
everything
all
else.
in there and
Yeah.
Like a
Right.
revolving account.
But when I asked for Parks and Recreation 5-year plan,
Yeah.
They couldn't incorporate a new truck or a new this or a new that.
Charge of that.
I was thinking more like build basketball courts could be
Yep.
part of
Yeah,
the,
what
if you want a
do
new
we
field.
want in 5 years? What would we like to see?
I would love
If you
to,
want a new field.
I would love to see, and this is me, and I've been, right from day one, been honest about pushing for improving Legion Field is the new basketball courts in the corner, add parking where the old basketball courts are. Where the upper and lower stone dust field is, bring those up to one level, make it a turf field in that area, a multi-use turf field. You can still maintain both baseball fields.
Where do you wanna put the turf again?
You know where upper and lower stone dust field is there?
Yeah,
Those two fields are two different levels right now. The grades are, upper starts up here, pitches down to
yeah,
lower.
this is down there.
Bring it up to one level, making from Hayes to the Woods, the basketball, the new potential basketball courts, all one turf area. You could still line two turf fields and have a multi-use field at times when baseball's not going on for multiple things. You could, we could have soccer there, we could have, flag football, whatever. Just have a big multi-use area, but it's a turf field. But you're not gonna lose the baseball fields in the process. I don't know if any of you guys have been up to Garvey Field in Dorchester. What they did up there about 5 years ago.
Is that the one off the expressway?
Yes, by the ice rink, there's an ice rink there. So when you see it right off the expressway. So they used to have ball fields up there and they were beat up and it was, I don't want to say, it was beat up. But I don't know where they got their funding from, but they redid the entire area. And it's something, if you we went up there and we looked at it, you'd say, why can't we have this in Bridgewater? Because my son was up there a couple of years ago for a lacrosse game. And I said, why can't we have this in Bridgewater? And it was before I joined Park and Rec, and I was like, we need
So
some.
would the two baseball fields play on turf?
Yes,
Yeah.
yep, those two would play on turf.
They use it for football also?
They could still be able to practice for football. Our games would still be held for the Badgers. The games would still be held on the grass field. But, I know flag football is getting more popular. If they put in, an application to use that, for games, they can use
Are
that.
you talking fill in the gazebo area?
No,
Where it
no.
goes down? No.
Yeah, where it goes down, bringing it up to one level.
But
It looks like.
I think there's a lot of grading to go there, but also, that's a great plan, but wherever you wanna put the tennis courts and parking lot have to be part of that plan too, because you can't,
We wouldn't have tennis courts at Legion. I
why
don't
not
think
tennis courts, basketball courts?
basketball courts.
You'd have to wait till you regraded everything, right? Then-
Yeah, you put
No,
balls
'cause
on.
that where I proposed the basketball
What's
courts.
the highest point? It all slopes down to the,
It does, but you could step down, because they do this in Dorchester too. You step down, like where that hill is by the gazebo. You don't have to bring it up to gazebo height. You have a retaining wall, step
Right.
down, and then that's your area. You
what do you think, turf field that size is gonna cost
2 to 3,
easily?
I think with everything. One field, you do a single field right now.
2 to 3 million?
Yeah.
CPC one.
No, that's okay, that's okay.
What you say?
The problem with those things is the life expectancy is like 12 years, 10, 12
Well, it
years.
depends on the usage. Like the football ones take more of a beating than the baseball ones.
Yeah, but if you're practicing other things on those fields, it's gonna wear off.
No, it's potentially so, but, it'd be nice to have them. You don't get rain, those fields, sometimes those stone dust fields,
Public field.
any field, they get wet.
Every day, people
know?
on those fields.
Well, we get a lot of people using down there and maybe we get more money down there and do more things.
I think it's a great idea, but if you do that, you're gonna have to fence that in and keep people off during the day. As a school, you don't let the school on, I mean.
No, the people can use Legion Field during the day. People use Legion Field during the day now.
Yeah, but Dan's saying.
I'm saying where it's there.
Sure.
I'm saying maybe just because of the wear and tear.
But
for
they,
longevity, keep them
Yeah,
on.
How long did the field last at the school?
12 years?
So, it lasted, it lasted longer than it was, it should, we went way over and it was not safe. And so we got about 15 years out of it, but
15.
they're usually 10 to 12, depending.
Do you have to clean them? I remember a lot of stuff about.
You have to maintain them if you do it right. We did.
Supposed to drag them like three, 4 times a week, top dress them.
Well, it depends on the number, I forget now, but it depends on your usage hours, but they have like a rake. if you will, is like, did you drag it? Just to keep the, you know, like at times to keep a brush, and there was a brush too.
Yeah, I know the guy,
But we didn't have the right tractor to do it, so we didn't do it, then we would bring a guy in later on trying to salvage it, you know, like.
Because
a
that stuff will lay
maintenance
down.
step. It lays down, it
once
gets,
it lays down, you
you
can't
gotta like,
drum rubber into
it's
it.
almost like a comb, you're gonna comb it
Right,
back the other way.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you add some of the pellets are different now, they make them out of different material,
But was there an issue there with sanitation? There's issues with the
Oh, they said, but you know what, that.
staff infections growing and.
Those are the chemical companies that are trying to sell you.
Oh, okay, is that what it is?
I'm not saying there isn't, but I don't think it was ever as bad as.
Yeah.
The people, the opponents of it would come up with anything.
I think
I
rain.
mean, I do think, I'll go on record, and I don't have any proof, but there are more injuries on turf fields than there are on grass fields. But like you say, if it's a rainy day, you can practice and stuff like that.
It just still gives you the facility and the turf options. I mean, the field in Dorchester is just great the way they do it because it's turf, it's all turf. They have a dirt mound, but we would continue, because on those stone dust fields,
You buy those portable.
we have the portable mounds anyway. So they can still be put in, but
But
the
no,
age
like
groups that use them, I think.
Plymouth North has a huge, it's baseball fields, they have the portable mound,
Yeah.
and then they play soccer.
Yeah.
In the fall, they take the mound. out.
Situate's got some, they have
Up
like three
in
fields like
Boston,
that.
St. Sebastian School had all kinds of fields, and they did it all in turf,
All turf.
everything.
No, PCI is that way too. They put off the turf fields.
And they went over a landfill, and they had
Back
problems
years.
with
And
that.
another thing that would be great about it too, just aesthetically, for one, for lower stone dust, which is bigger, a little bit bigger than upper stone dust. It'd be nice to have some, it'd give it like a real baseball feel because you have an actual retaining wall there. Now, if somebody hits a ball, you just go to, you're going up the hill. The problems with upper stone dust is anything in right field and center field, the ball hits the ground and it rolls down to
Yeah,
lower
right.
stone dust. So
So
it's.
years ago, they used to have a
makes-
line,
makes-
if it went out, there was a ground.
Yeah, you got a line, but if we have something that's all one level too, you know, as far as the kids go.
Too, didn't they? Have a little bit-
They had a snow fence for a
Yeah,
while.
Snow
but sometimes, some years they put it up, some years they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my big vision down there, but in the meanwhile, trying to fix up things like we've done with the
That's a
dugouts.
5-year plan.
A's.
Throw it on there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, these are all things for the
Little
5-year
rec
plan.
center.
You could.
It'd be great to have a rec center.
Okay, another gazebo down there for when there is rain down there, you know, people to
Well,
go on and stuff.
if we.
The only other
Yeah,
problem with the
yeah,
turf
the
is if you
summer
have
program.
fireworks down there, people on the
Oh,
turf and like
yeah.
outside and
Yeah, you get the.
No way.
couldn't let them sit there. Well,
You definitely
they bring-
can't have.
You don't want to bring their own drinks or food and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we can have it so there's, a walking trail around it, it can be fenced off, it can be
But if
gated
you're-
off if need be, and.
If the sparks or whatever come from the fireworks, if they hit the turf, would it melt it?
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
No, But,
No.
Smalley and I were talking about a new rec building. We made it a new rec building, but go all the, do all the Cottage Street. Come down a little bit, make something that when we get our summer camp back,
And that
we
should,
can have a whole
that should be
facility
the
and
5-year
and
plan.
use
Yeah,
across the street.
Well,
The
I
Fence
didn't-
Club was gonna let us use that parking lot. If we took.
isn't there
some of the
land
trees-
behind the Vets Club?
Supposedly, right? Is that somebody's-
Right
didn't
across
you
the
say,
street.
Rick, there was something where we could clear it, didn't they?
Somebody, we were talking about, somebody said there was an agreement at one time.
Looking at the Vets Club, you got the parking lot to the right.
Yeah.
And I think just beyond that,
Oh,
before you go
trees.
up the hill, on
Yeah.
Country,
Like right in front of the playground.
right in front of the,
Yeah.
that piece of, that land
Yeah,
right there.
there's no agreement, and we had talked about asking them.
That'd be huge.
Who owns it?
Vets Club.
That's good.
Oh, I thought they gave it to the town.
The same people who gave us.
I think they gave it.
Would that be a CPC thing if we were able to, or we'd have to own it?
We can't do something on somebody else's property.
All right, CPC zone.
I bet we could get volunteers.
I mean, the town.
Well, the
probably-
volunteers,
the
I
town
mean, it's
would
one
do
thing,
it.
then you gotta pave it or put stone dust down on some of the parking, you
Well,
know,
just-
level it out.
What if we just used,
You have to clear the
crush-
trees.
crush the.
Yeah, but you're still gonna have to get in there and rip, you need machinery in there at some point and
De-stump
level
it.
things out, yeah.
Charlie always found somebody.
Right.
He's good.
I'd say if we have, these are all good ideas, if we have.
It's all stuff we can put out there, I mean,
have
there's
thoughts to
no,
put into the 5-year plan.
why don't we say for the November meeting, we have something hard that we can give to Jim and he can submit it. Does that sound fair, reasonable, give us a couple months?
You know, if we're gonna do that building behind the backstop and the big diamond, you could, think about it, you made a building up there, come across, get rid of our building, get rid of our building.
Yep.
Make it, go right across that parking lot and build something that has a garage.
Well, we gotta-
It's
We,
historic.
we can't take up too much of that, parking is so tough.
Well,
Well, the parking lot,
If we could use it, the problem
With the
is,
parking lot across the street.
Yeah.
if we got that parking lot, yes,
Secure
and
that.
if we got that land.
That would be huge.
Oh, no, that would be great, yeah, to be able to have a much bigger building and stuff.
Cages in there, yeah, but, you make a big facility.
Yeah, don't get me going,
You're not
You
gonna
want the time to start talking?
to tear down where your office is now.
There's nothing there now.
This is just,
I don't think you can,
I don't think you can either, because that came from the common
yeah,
and got moved down. That was like a block.
that would have to be like
Yeah, but we'll give it back.
picked up and
You
moved somewhere.
didn't have to, you'd have to move it somewhere.
Yeah, you'd have to pick it up, move it, and
what you do is, between the batting cages and the fence for Hayes, is you build a big building there with a walkthrough, almost Marshfield Fair style and Big E style. So you give doors so you can walk through the building when the weather's nice. In the wintertime, we close the doors and you get indoor batting cages, facility in there for kids, whatnot. You have yourself a floor in there so you can use it for park and rec.
Who's the benefactor to the
Put a pool in
town?
there.
Yeah, but that's-
Just to have some.
No, pools and maintenance are a waste of money.
No, I can't get enough.
I've got one, I hate it.
You have a pool, I help with it.
Okay,
We still use it.
Okay. So 5-year plan, November meeting, everybody have?
Yep.
Send some good ideas to Gina, she'll type them up. We'll go from-
Jim,
No, give me the
Allison
Jim.
will type them up.
something right
We
up.
don't know, we don't know
I
yet.
stopped and talked to
Well, no,
Jim.
because if we give them to Jim,
Yeah, she can.
Anybody have any other business, older business, new business?
Nope.
All right, additional items of discussion, I can't think of any, scoreboards to bring you guys up to speed. So the steel is up for this new scoreboards that baseball got donated and I prepped one of the sets of steel today to install the signs, I just had the wrong
Yeah, you go.
material to hang the signs, so.
Did Jim do it?
Yeah.
You guys better put a big sign for him.
That,
Ashmore Welding.
yes,
No, he didn't do it, I did it.
No.
He did not.
donated the steel.
he donated the steel, but then
Yeah, but he didn't fabricate it, I
he
fabricated it.
fabricated it.
We'll
He
put
got
signs
pissed off or
too.
something.
What happened? He doesn't
Discuss
get this
that.
stuff.
Not now.
All right, if that's
Oh,
it,
yeah, one quick
Yeah,
thing
yep.
about scoreboards, and I
Yep.
don't know, maybe it's been resolved, but someone said to me, did the Tony's on Felly sign get stolen off the football?
It got put back up.
Oh, is it back as a deal?
I think, yeah, the sign design came down and put a brand new one up and
Okay.
everything.
yeah, I think it's refurbished.
Is that a brass sign?
It looked like it was
Yeah.
aluminum. Or
Yeah.
plastic, maybe, one of the.
So they didn't find it, they put a new one up?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Did
I
that,
think
do you
it-
think it fell off, or someone actually took it?
I-
It was pretty high up, wasn't it?
When I started, that thing was laying underneath the scoreboard.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
it
was?
was down,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Oh,
then,
it was.
yeah, but where it went after that,
Oh, okay, all right, this person led me to believe that someone went up and took it off.
Nothing out?
No, that thing
Oh,
was
it
on the
been down?
ground,
Yeah, yeah, it'd been,
Oh,
What was it made out of, Jimmy?
aluminum, but it was like this big.
yeah, it wasn't huge.
Oh,
So aluminum could be junked.
The new goalpost, I mean, that football field looks great anyway. Jim and his crew do a great job on it, but with the new goalpost, it looks,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, they look nice.
Yeah, those are nice. They
A
did a good job.
little off.
who paid for goalposts?
Football.
Not parking lot.
Football, okay. Just
And,
wondering.
and some of the
Mike Fry
parents
did a
came
lot of
in,
work on
sanded them
that,
all,
too.
painted them all up.
Except for what Demelia did.
Mike and Steph,
Fry,
Mike and Steph improvements. Clarity to improvements. All right, if we have nothing else, somebody wanna motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Gina,
Second?
Dan,
Together in my welding shop.
second it, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, yes, all right. Meeting has come to an end at 8:08 PM.
Exactly 1 hour.
Nothing off.
Is everything off? Wait a minute.
Yep, now,